Thank you, gentleman from McCracken. Speaker, will you have the clerk report House Committee Sub 1?
Clerk, please report.
House Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 25.
Gentleman from Ohio.
Move for adoption of House Committee Sub 1.
Motion is for the adoption of House Committee Substitute 1. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye. Those opposed, nay. House Committee Substitute 1 is adopted. Gentleman from Ohio.
Speaker, Senate Bill 25 basically does three things for the education piece of this. It allows districts to still have their 10 NTI days, but it also allows them to close for 10 days in individual buildings, for classrooms, or for grade levels. It also allows districts to hire KTRS retirees for either full-time or classified positions who have completed a minimum required break in employment for only 1 month. It also extends the hiring threshold from 1% to 10% of staff. The General Assembly also will establish that filling staff vacancies qualifies for the federal COVID-19 assistance money. That's basically the three things that this bill does for education. I also would like to remind the body that there are other things still in place from the previous session, and that is that we're still allowing school districts to count their attendance based on 1819 data or 1920 data. It also allows for temporary waivers for utilizing certified, classified, emergency, and substitute staff. And also I'd like to remind the body that it waives the 170 instructional days and utilizes the equivalent of 1,062 hours to accomplish makeup days under certain conditions. At this time, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to yield to the gentleman from Monroe 21. Is that right? 21? Monroe 21 for further discussion.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Monroe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House. The House Committee Substitute 1 that was introduced and adopted to Senate Bill 25 is very similar language to House Joint Resolution 1 from the 2021 special session. It was introduced by the gentleman from Oldham. Highlights of it are extends the state of emergency to April 14th of 2022, but only to the extent necessary to secure federal emergency funding for federal programs such as SNAP benefits and to extend liability protections similar to Senate Bill 5 of the 2021 session and Senate Bill 150 that we worked on in the 2020 session. A few of the other things in the House Committee Substitute related to executive orders are waiving costs for COVID testing and vaccinations, permitting vaccine boosters and 30-day refills of prescriptions, allowing first responders and state employees to return to work, providing temporary total disability payments for frontline workers, preventing price gouging, allowing pharmacists to order and administer COVID testing and vaccination. Certain administrative orders that are being extended in the House Committee Substitute are allowing state agencies to use digital signatures, allowing annual leave for state workers, flexibility for waste management facilities, minor training, and master logger designations, suspension of building codes for hospital overflow, and federal waivers for Medicare, Medicaid, and CHIP. If there are any questions with regard to the Senate or the House Committee Substitute, I'll be glad to answer those. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.